Hey guys, I want to show you a really impressive moon base. Hi, I just wanted a walkthrough of the design.
Yeah, so I built this just sort of from a standard that John here has developed called the Moonbase Standard. Okay. And so there's a Moonbase Standard that sort of is known in there in the adult community, but John has built a specific version of it using these pods that are, you can see around, there's these pods that are 32 by 32 studs. And from my idea, I decided, well, the Moonbase, you have to basically have entry points as the standard, you know, so you have to have a corridor here, or door here, I should say. Right. But we've come up with a standard and we're using corridor. So I started with that, but I thought I wanted to build a big landing pad so I could show off my spaceships, because I like building spaceships. Yeah. So, you know, that's where I started. I need a landing pad, so I can't just have a little 32 by 32 module on a single 48 by 48 plate. Right. I have to go bigger. So I thought, well, how big dare I go? Well, I looked at my table and I thought I've got enough room for 6 of these plates to make it 2 by 3. So that's how I started off designing it, really. And it's all based on classic space from the late 70s, of course, but yeah, and it's just sort of my own design of that classic space and thinking about how a moon base would work and things. This is a spaceport, right? So of course this is where, because you can see there's lots of restaurants and there's some bars and there's a cinema and things. They all need to have supplies brought in, you know. So this is where all the barrels are, and there's crates and things. So these are all the goods arriving on the moon, so that so people can get fed. A lot of people that need operation going on here, you know. It's a big logistical operation.
Right. Wow. So how long have you been working on this?
This particular one, I started at the beginning of September. So it's taken me, so I reckon 60 or 70 hours I spent on this one throughout September and obviously the beginning of October. And I left it a bit too late to start properly as well. Unfortunately, I'm not normally quite so tardy, but I started quite late. I think with the amount of building I wanted to do, I could have done a lot more if I'd started maybe at the beginning of August. That would have been probably a better idea. But, you know.
Wow. Do you have an estimate on how many pieces you use?
No, I couldn't really tell you, but I know there's more than 10,000, I would say. I mean, I'm going to guess at 10 to 15,000, but that's the nearest I can guess, I think. I didn't count them when I was doing it, but I know that these 2x4 bricks, the grey 2x4s, right. You know, there's probably a couple of thousand of those alone, you know, and you think that, and then you add everything together, there's more than 10,000 pieces, but I have no idea. Really. It's that thing, it's hard to estimate, you know. Yeah. But, you kind of go through.
This is great work. Do you have anything else planned for it, or is this it, or?
Well, for this one, I actually was planning to build a fence around the thing here. I've put these girder pieces around the edge, right? And the girder pieces, obviously, it looks nice and sort of futuristic and things, but really there's nothing to stop people falling off the edge. So at the moment, I'm just saying, well, all the vehicles, you know, they're modern self-driving vehicles and things, you know, that can detect the edges and stuff like that. But I did want to put a fence around, and I think I've got enough parts for it, but I didn't have enough time. So I think I'll probably build a fence around the edge using lightsaber blades and some other little pieces.
That sounds really good. I look forward to seeing it. And I'm guessing that was John's dragon on the other side?
Yes, that's John's dragon. So there's several of us that have built this. There's a woman called Kaz who's built this section. So Kaz Mockett, she's not here at the moment, but that's her section with the monorail. Okay. And then, of course, I built this section. And then John, built the dragon down there. But there's Ashley Pinner, she's built this cinema here, so I don't know if you've seen the cinema, but it's got an actual screen in there showing the Lego movies and things like that, so that's worth a look. So Ashley Pinner has built that one, and then there's Jackie Britton has built the orange one, and then there's Hannah has built this white one over here, so there's quite a few of us have all contributed. And the idea of the standard is that everyone can build anything just as little as one module, right. Or, you know, 6 as I've done here, you know. So you can then build it all out as big or as small as you want. And then if somebody doesn't show up, you know, if you're missing just one piece, you can put it all together just ad hoc, right. And piece it together that way. That's the idea. So it's collaborative, really.
It looks great. Well,
so I think as you were talking to Ryan earlier, right. I did the basic design. I built a studio stud.io file. So 3D model of the corridors. Okay. So 27 different models I provided for people to then work off as a base. Wow. all 3D modeled, that they could then work from and adapt. As you've seen, Ryan's adapted his in a crazy way.
Yeah.
And I've kind of, we wanted something that would be a backbone to the overall display, because you'll see there's a corridor that runs the full length of the display, right down to the feeding enclosure for the giant moon crocodile monster thing, which is currently being fed a roast chicken and a T-bone steak by the inhabitants of the moon base to keep it under control.
Right.
But it's currently maybe being mind controlled by this lizard suit guy on its head, who's maybe controlling the moon crocodile. I don't know why. In response, just in case, the purple spacemen have built a large lizard suit mech robot, and there's a couple of purple spacemen sitting in its mouth actually piloting it. So there's controls in its mouth that look like teeth, but that's actually the controls for the monster. And then other than that, these other bits here at this end of the table are all my design. The geodesic dome, as I was just saying to somebody else, is I think 555 individually cut hoses, cut to 19 different lengths. I think it was 19 different lengths, might be slightly more. And then all individually cut to an accuracy of about 1/5 of a millimetre, to then make this overall shape, all connected with Ninjago weapon holders and little bars and clips to basically assemble everything all together.
How did you figure out that piece to make the dome?
So I've basically, like a lot of AFOLs, so a lot of adult fans of Lego, like making geodesic domes. We've been doing it for years in various different construction techniques, and I realised when I saw that anything that allows you to get a hexagon is a great piece. And this has a natural kind of 3 sockets on that weapon piece, with 3 more positions for a bar to be clipped on. So that instantly gives you that hexagon. So basically, as soon as I saw this piece existed, it was perfect for a dome. Unfortunately, for a long time, it only existed in a transparent black colour and a fluorescent neon green colour. Both of which are quite rare. The fluorescent neon green is very expensive, otherwise I would have used that. But it uses a couple of hundred of them in this design, so it was quite a challenge to get them. But we got a chance to buy a bulk amount of parts from Lego, so that's why I used it. Basically, as soon as I saw that piece, I knew that this could be done. It was then a case of collecting the parts and finding over £100 just to buy hoses from Lego to then cut into pieces just to make the ribs. And then the actual plastic cover that keeps it Lego airtight is actually a Lego bag that parts were delivered in. The base of the hangar here, this is where they can repair their spaceships. In this case, they're repairing a Caterpillar tracked vehicle from the Ice Planet range. That's kind of inspired by that from the 90s. So they can close the door and pressurise this to work on things inside. The floor of the hangar is around about 25,000 lightsaber blades stacked end on end to make that repeating pattern in the floor. And the idea with that is you can actually lift and lower those blades up, so you can attach things into the floor as if you can basically kind of bolt things in at any point with that design of floor. It's utilising a lot of glow-in-the-dark pieces. So if you shine a UV light on it, the grid around the floor will glow and will actually fluoresce under the UV and will actually luminesce once you turn the UV off as well. So that will continue glowing if they turn the lights off in here or in the evening. But yeah, that's all official Lego.
Wow. And Lego bags, so great sustainability for...
Indeed, yes, I have reused a Lego bag that arrived. I realised that was possible and thought I had to do it. I tend to build things official Lego only, so down to the QR codes at the front. So I've got little QR codes, people tend to display these. I thought I could do something smaller, so again, a few hundred lightsaber blades make up each of these QR codes, and they are scannable and will take you to my Instagram, YouTube and Flickr accounts.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, nice meeting you too. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, take care.